Hey guys, we're G from Cooling Master. We're here to showcase all of our new exciting products at CES 2014. One of the big ones is our half stacker tower, which you guys did see at PAX a couple months ago. And here we're showing our new accessory kit to really make this modular tower stand out. Anything you want to do in terms of isolating radiators, hard drives, power supply, it's all accessible now with our new accessory kit. That includes even a Windows side panel if you want to go dual system. We also have a new headset, our Cyrus C, which actually is compatible with all the new generation consoles. And so it's taking on our old Cyrus concept, very comfortable headset, but actually working, again, with PCs or consoles, so we don't get that little war. Trigger Z, it's a classic mechanical keyboard that we have. It used to be a two-tone, we're now going with an all-black design, changing the LEDs to match the switch types, which I'll actually share with you more in a little bit. I have our Havoc gaming mouse. This is an MMO mouse. Typically MMO mouses have a bunch of buttons on the side, really stand out. So we decided to simplify that, have more of a modifier button, so that you can get what you need to do without having to wonder what button you're pressing. You can just kind of come up with those combinations on your own. Another case that we're doing, and this is something that we'd really like to hear your guys' feedback on, is our new Project Nbox Half XC. Now this is an early prototype, and everything you see here can and will change, so your comments will actually impact on how the design of this project works. But it's a take on our Half XB LAN box. It can be turned either on its side like this, or top down, like a traditional LAN box. You can even adjust our logo so that way, however you place it, it looks nice and clean for you. So there's a lot of cool features, a lot of cable management back here. You can hide your power supply. You can kind of look inside this full frameless top bezel here, and we don't know if it's going to be acrylic or if it's going to be plexiglass yet, but again, you guys will impact that decision. Also has a nice 3D mesh feel here. It looks really nice, provides ample airflow, and we do have a 360mm radiator, which we'll show you in a second. For additional mechanical keyboards, we have our new Rapid Eye, and the I stands for intelligent and illuminated. And so our Rapid is one of our most popular quick-fire products. And this one adds not only a backlight to it, but also an ARM 32-bit processor. That allows for real cool reactive lighting effects. So you can actually have a real quick reactive typing, or you can actually leave a trail and see what you're typing. And don't worry, people won't be able to see your password when you're typing. If you want something more of a sleek design, you can also go with our Quickfire Stealth Rapid SI, which has the front printed keycaps, and you can basically have a nice clean aesthetic look, but also the front print illuminated keycaps as well. Really enthusiast-oriented products, we see a lot about that. We see a lot of comments from them, and so we designed these products around that. We also have our new Nova Touch TK on there. This is really exciting. This is the first time we're showing this product at any show, and this uses a new hybrid capacitive switch. It's made in Japan, and it provides the tactile feel of a mechanical, but more like the ivory keys of a grand piano. It is the executive keyboard. It feels fantastic, and the great part about it is that it's backwards compatible with Cherry MX keycaps. So those that collect different key types, little icons, all backwards compatible. You can throw it on here, and it's the only one to do that. Great, great keyboard. You'll learn more about this in the coming months. Very exciting stuff. And of course, for the mice, we have our Alcorn Mizar. These are twin brothers. They use a throwback classic mouse design mouse body, very lightweight. Old school FPS players will notice right away. And rather than go through the debate of whether doing laser or optical, we opted to provide one of each. So one will actually give you a flawless Avago 3090 sensor for real no prediction type of movement for, again, FPS players. And then we have our laser model, which provides higher DPIs, more color options, and all the bells and whistles that typically you'll find with a laser mouse. And then to round out this section, we have our Elite 110, which we just launched on Tuesday. It is a small mini ITX Cube PC, fits a full ATX power supply, actually supports 120mm water cooling radiators, and a longer graphics card for a really solid Steam box build. So the Elite 110 is another one of our Elite series of mini ITX chassis we're really excited about, and we definitely think a lot of people will like it. For gamers, we also have our very popular Cosmos SE chassis, which has been around for a while. But what we're really showing off at this CES is our aluminum series. And we did show this last year, it was a very early model. But now they are available as of actually this week. You can actually get the Pulsar, the Reaper, and the Mech. And what you can notice about these right away is they have customized aluminum plating. And this is our version for CM Storm Polt, our StarCraft 2 champion. When he won, we gifted him these plates, and now he can not only use it, but you can buy your own. You can customize them, brand yourself, brand your team, brand your company, whatever you want to do. But these are all high quality products that can help you stand out when you're gaming or even doing podcasts. I mean, a lot of people are doing that nowadays. We want people to use our products, be confident with our products. And part of that confidence is education and understanding what to buy. So we actually, with mechanical switches, because we provide such a wide range, and we want you to be aware of it, we actually created this little switch tester for mechanical keys. And what you can do is you can purchase this for $15 from our CM store and get a $15 credit towards your next purchase. So it's effectively free, but you can actually go and try out which one you like, make the right decision, and then go ahead and teach all your friends and everybody else and kind of continue that education that we're doing. And this is all part of our CoolerMasterUniversity.net program, which is basically teaching people more about computers, more about technology, and being a more informed buyer. And then for the gaming, continuing on over here, we have our new Resonar in-earbud headsets. And these are very cool. They are very high powered, but they have what we call bass effects technology. And that allows you to actually adjust on the fly the amount of bass that you get. So if you are listening to your dubstep and you want all the wubs, you can turn that. Or if I want to talk to my mother on the phone and turn it down, I can also have my inline remote when I'm using my cell phone. So it's kind of a hybrid in-earbud headset. It's great for gaming, it's great for music, and it's great for voice communication. Just an all-around great product. And these are called a Resonar. They'll be available very soon.
Alright, Dan, so what we have here is a collection of brand new JetFlow fans. Last year, Cooler Master released our very high-powered JetFlow fans, 120 millimeters. This year, we're bringing a bunch of various different sizes. We have the 140s right here, the 200 millimeter right here, and this nice little 120 by 38 millimeter thickness. As you can see, it's a lot thicker than standard size fans. Now, although these are thicker, the idea is they can spin at lower RPMs, but at the same time still generate the same type of airflow as the original. Now, for those of you at home who don't really know too much about Cooler Master's JetFlow fans, what makes them important and powerful are these POM bearings. POM is an acronym for polyoxymethylene, which is a self-lubricating material that's really very low friction levels. So after a lot of spins, it's still going to stay lubricant and very smooth. So its lifespan is unmatched. We can get over 100,000 hours on these fans easily. Okay. The oil that's encased in the bearing is completely sealed in its own little system. So oil leakage doesn't happen over time, because fans break down when oil starts to leak, and then you don't really, who replaces the oil in fan bearings? So if we just keep it all in there tight, you can actually use them longer than probably your system. Okay, so those are our JetFlow. Now right over here are some of our new air coolers. Not everyone is ready for water cooling. So for those of you who aren't ready, we have some new air cooling units. Now this PS600 is built where the fins here are very spacious apart. Okay, they're very spaced. And if you wanted to, it's very easy to just take off the fan and use this cooler as a passive cooler. It would work just fine. We're bringing this unit here to CES pretty much to get feedback on the users. We want to know whether or not this fan should be 120 millimeters or 140, because we know a lot of air units now are moving towards 140. So that's still something to be determined. But the overall idea is the ability to passively cool very quietly if you wanted to. Now, we currently have a model that's currently existing. It's the N520. This is the N520 Evo, or whatever we end up deciding to call it. It's going to come with two, when you purchase it, it's going to come with two 92 millimeter fans, okay? The cool thing about these fans is that if you look here, they're actually offset. One is further to the left and one is further to the right. Now the good thing about having offset fans is that if you have single fans, it's going to have a dead spot in the center, where when the air pulls through, there's no air going through the center of the fan. When they're offset like this, they overlap, allowing air to move through that dead zone. Okay, so here we have two additional members to our Neptune family. Neton is pretty much our middle end water cooling all-in-one units. Now, for those of you who are very skeptical of switching over to water cooling units from air cooling units, we wanted to kind of ease your mind, knowing that our systems are completely sealed and leak-free thanks to our new FEP tubing. These things are completely they're very dense. Okay? They're made of the same material that car brake pads are made out of. So the cool thing about them is that they're actually impermeable, so there are no holes in them that's going to allow minute leaking over time compared to rubber hosing. So that's the good thing about this. This particular configuration comes with 2 jet flow fans in push-pull configuration with a Cooler Master designed pump and water block. It also comes in a longer 240 radiator configuration if you wanted to go that route instead of the 120. So same output, 2 jet flow fans, same idea, just a different form factor. And our last unit here on the cooling section is the new Glacier 360L. Currently we have the 240L already out in the market. The 360L here is just a bigger brother. Now the cool thing about this particular water cooling kit is that it's fully expandable. So if you wanted to add on additional tubing to cool other components like your motherboard or your VGA, you could. You just need to expand it, add in more tubing, and then the pump will be able to handle it all. This pure copper water block down here and radiator pure copper, and the water block and pump is powered by a SATA cable. Alright, so here we have a couple of our air cooling units. Some people are still skeptical of using water cooling systems, so for those people who do have air cooling units available here at CES this year, this is the PS600, and we're bringing it here to CES to get as much feedback as possible from the users. First of all, the cool thing about this cooler is that the fin placement is very spacious, so there's a lot of room right here, so that if you wanted to, you could remove the fan and run this as a completely passive cooler. Okay. What we wanted to know from users here at CES is whether or not we should include a 120 millimeter fan on this unit or 140, because we do understand that air cooling is moving towards larger but quieter fans that move around the same amount of air. So that would be ideal if you guys can let us know in your comments. That's the PS600. Now on a smaller scale, we have the N520, which is N522, which is the successor to our existing N520. Now this particular air cooler comes with 2 fans, and they are offset. One is more leaned towards the left and one is more towards the right. Now the important thing about having offset fans is the fact that since they overlap, air can move right through the middle, where normally if you had a single fan, there'd be dead space right here in the middle where the air doesn't actually, there's no air pulling through. So when they're offset like this, you can actually get airflow all the way across. Okay, so that's the N522. Here we have Cooler Master's new line of power supplies. Now the idea behind power supplies this year is we really want to focus on educating the end user what is the importance of 80+ certification, because right now everyone, when they buy a power supply, it's always like, okay, what 80+ certification does it have? But we want to make sure that you really know what it translates to. And so with our new website, CM University, we have education on whether, how much money 80+ bronze or 80+ gold power supplies actually save you. So with that in mind, our first low-end tier is our GM series of power supplies. They'll be available in the mid-range wattages. They're 80+ bronze certification, and they actually have semi-modular cabling, which actually I'll use this unit to show you. As you can see, for the SATA and hard drive cables, they are modular, but then your main power connectors for the motherboard and CPU are connected. But it's just our way of providing value for the user, because if you're looking for these middle tier wattages, you're probably not looking at spending that much money on a power supply. So we're still providing you with the 80+ certification, but as well as some type of cable management. Now over here, we have the V semi-modular series. What's special about these is that they're actually 80+ gold. Now, 80+ gold saves even more energy usage from 80+ bronze. So if you wanted that one step up, you go for this. And then once again, it still has the semi-modular cabling as well with our signature V-series power supply design. So 80 plus gold and 80 plus bronze power supplies. Here we are in our mobile accessories room. In here we have things ranging from accessories for iPads, tablets, cell phones, laptops, everything that has to do with mobile. So right here in this section is our collection of laptop cooling pads. Now, in case you don't know why you would even need a laptop cooling pad, laptops perform optimally when they are running cool. So, because when the components inside the laptop starts working hard, they often become really hot, and the hotter they get, the less performance they exhibit. So that's why a lot of people who are stationed at a desk or something, they'll typically have a laptop cooling pad like this, where they would just be able to put the laptop on top and have these huge things generate a lot of airflow to try to dissipate as much heat from the laptop as possible. Right here is one of our newer cooling pads here. This is called the X Gear. It has a 230 millimeter fan in the center, an extremely large fan that moves quite a bit of air, with a nice mesh opening here, so a lot of air flows through it. On the side, we do have a USB hub, so in case if you wanted to plug in like extra peripherals like keyboards or mice, you can just hook them up right here. And then we also have a dialer for fan speed control. In case you don't want your fan flaring at maximum speed all the time, you can control it easily with the dial. And a lot of those features carry on to our other models. It's just really different outlooks of how they're displayed and how the aesthetic really looks. Some of these are made to accommodate bigger laptop sizes depending on the surface area here. Now the difference between those two and this laptop cooling pad right here is that we have 4 fans here. 2 of them are smaller than the other 2, but the idea of having 4 small fans as opposed to 1 large one is in case if you have a very specific laptop that has ventilation holes located in various spots on the underside of the laptop, this covers more ground and will provide airflow in all those areas, as opposed to some laptops that only have a single ventilation hole in the back, which would be better utilized with the single larger fans. Now again, Cooler Master is really pushing the initiative to really educate our consumers on our technologies, because here we can pretty much talk to you about our technologies all day throughout all these marketing terms, but at the end of the day, if you as a consumer do not know the benefits of them, how it helps you, then it really is no good to you. So again, cmuniversity.net is our website where you'll find very good information on how all of our products actually help you use your technologies and your devices more ergonomically per se, and how they even work and save you money and various things like that. So that's our laptop cooling area for this year.